Alrighty. So, welcome to the Revenge of the Show, where we're just leaving, like most people would leave a theater and talk about a movie in the car. I'm Bruce, this is Chris, and we're going to talk about Napoleon and what we thought about it. And I'm going to go right off the bat and say, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, I thought it was a big disappointment. I thought it looked good, but everything was superficial. The story of his life, the battles, even the love story was just... There was no meaning to it. They didn't say why it was important.
There was this movie. You would think it'd be more about Napoleon, and we're lost, folks. So we saw it on a IMAX screen, also. So yeah, as he was saying, there was a whole big thing with his wife, and that was
his first wife.
His first wife,
Josephine.
How many times was he married, Chris? You know?
I think he was only married twice.
And how do you feel it portrayed the real history of Napoleon?
It showed like the major events. And, you know, I've read 2 books on Napoleon, so I'm not an expert in any way. I mean, it showed the important events, but it didn't say why they were important. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, I think so.
It showed some of his major battles, but it didn't tell you why those were important. You know,
right? Well, you read more books than I did on him, which is 0. So the battle, probably the coolest thing in a movie is when they're fighting on the ice.
Yeah, that happened. And I guess it was just that part of the... They made it seem like that was the entire battle, but there was much more than that. And which, you know, I get. You can't show, you know, in a 3-hour movie, you can't show everything. But they never said why any of the events were important.
How long was it? It was like
2 hours and 40 minutes.
2 hours and 40 goddamn minutes. And it felt like 3 hours and 35 minutes. And I wish I could, like, really, really like this movie. And I think as we go through the Oak Brook Mall, after we saw the movie on IMAX, which, by the way, this movie was shot with Alexa LF2, and you know, 4K. And I thought the disappointing part of the movie to me is I did not care much for the cinematography. I was hoping to see more. I mean, the person that edited this movie won an Academy Award for...
Another thing was the accents. They all spoke with an American accent, and that seemed weird too, especially since the Germans spoke with the German accent, and you know.
Yeah, and then there was a crazy moment in the movie where there was 1 or 2 lines.
2 lines of subtitles.
Subtitle.
What's that?
For what was the point of that? When everybody spoke English, no matter what side it was just kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why he thought about doing it that way. Is it like, did he watch The Hunt for Red October for 1 second and go, maybe I'll do it this way? And I don't understand what the fuck he was doing there. And then when Joaquin Phoenix does his Batman or his Joker fucking laugh, that made me want to laugh, because you know, that was kind of weird that they did that. I don't think Joaquin was anything fantastic in this movie.
No,
I really.
Yeah, I think the script was just horrible for this movie, for a movie like this.
Yeah,
they should have maybe centered on 1 or 2 events, maybe. I don't know.
It was too long on that relationship that really didn't have like
a great
ending to it.
Yeah,
you know, and unnecessary stuff. If they wanted to look into a psyche, did you get to know Napoleon's psyche in this movie? I don't think so.
I don't know. Like I said, it was just superficial.
Yeah. And And
very disappointing.
yeah, I mean,
For Ridley Scott of all people, I mean,
yeah.
I love most of his stuff.
So if you had to give this out of 5 freaking stars, how many stars do you give this freaking fucking movie?
I want to say 2, but I'll be nice because I did like the look of it, so I'll give it 2.5.
You know what? I think I have to agree with you on that. I think I have to give it about 2.5 too, because there were some really beautiful moments in it. Even though I don't think the cinematography was all that great, I don't like the coloring and stuff like that. It looked like it was shot on a digital camera, which it was. I would have liked to have seen a grain to the look, but I didn't. And the music was,
Yeah, it wasn't great.
it was, it wasn't. It was awful.
Yeah, I don't even know who did it. Did you?
So the guy that did it is mainly got like a bunch of TV credits. I don't remember him having anything that was like a big movie for in the last year or so, but I've never seen it. Well, the cinematographer did, I think, a couple other Ridley scents right there. Anyway,
yeah, there's not a whole lot to love about it. I mean, there's nothing really to love about this movie. It's kind of forgettable, to tell you the truth.
yeah, I can't recommend this movie to anybody unless you want to go to sleep.
Which Bruce says he heard me snoring, so I might have.
And he was sleeping, folks. He was sleeping, or maybe it was the sound effects of the birds, because there's a lot of sound effects for birds for this fucking movie for some reason. I don't know if you noticed that.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there's always a bird chirping. It's like, oh, the sound editor's like, I like the sound of birds. I'm gonna put them in this movie, and people will be freaked out by it. And then there might be some bird watcher that goes, what the fuck? That's not the right bird that fucking grew up in France. Viva la bird de France.